Hello. Welcome to another Streamios. What are we on now? I think we're on day 10. Yeah, day 10 today. So, I'm going to kick it off with changing these. Let's turn this down to very high. Because for some reason it's not liking it today at all. So, I'm going to change some sheets around here where it's going to kick off with a few textures. I hope everyone's doing well. Okay, so in the sheds bit, we need the roof. I don't like this texture, so we'll change it. Where is he? Diffuse. Our after good start is already crashing. Oh. It looks like Giants have just put out a new issue. Of course it crashed. Hey Farmer Brown, how you doing? Right, I've just had a thing in the announcement. So it's regarding mods, a statement from Giant Software. Mods have to be free. Yeah, so the following is prohibited then, basically what they're saying is Patreon or paid memberships, paid Discord roles or channels, VIP access, Syriandris, how you doing bud? Paid early access, donations have required to receive a download, shops or marketplace selling, restricted download speeds, paid downloads and additional paid assets such as shaders or textures or anything. That's interesting. I'm going to forward that on to him. That's interesting. Bear with me a second. Let's stick it in here as well. Right, let's try this texture again because I don't know why it just crashed the whole thing. It never usually does. Oh. I need to change something as well. It's not day 9 either. We're on day 10 now. Okay, yeah, that should be better. We'll wait for this to load back in again. Oh yeah. It was taking a while to load the map today, everyone. So my apologies. Good afternoon, Ben. How are we doing? Yeah, I'm assuming that's going to be everyone now is going to get flagged regardless of who you are. As I'm thinking, anyway. For them to put it in that Discord group. I'm not in the main one, so it might be in the main one as well, but I'm not in it. So I'm going to do something different. I'm going to add in a display capture instead of... There you go. So now you can see what I'm doing, rather than just no windows popping up. Okay. I'm going to change the normals as well. There's one thing I haven't got for this one. Let's make one. So if anyone hasn't had this before, basically, it is called Materialize. It's a brilliant tool. So, in other words, what you need to do is open your... Okay, I think I'm pushing my computer a bit today. I've got my second screen running as well. It's not liking it. Textures. What am I opening? Height map. I just need to create a normal map from it. We can make it slightly more powerful as well. Set. And the only thing is, it keeps going back to this. So we're going to change it to PNG, and then we're going to save it in here as I should be done there. There you go. So it does make it a bit easier. And then, because we've got the custom parallax set up, yeah, making everything. And then the same height file we'll use. Boom. Okay. Okay, that suits this area much better. And now we'll just do the same thing with this one, just to change it over. It was a shame, that other texture was nice, but it's just... It wasn't for me. And diffuse. It's going to crash again on the diffuse. What a pain in the backside. Ah. Oh, that's a bit annoying. I'm trying. I'm giving myself a big push. I'm just going to get rid of this because it's making everything slower. And with Materialize, that can vanish as well. It's not liking that. It's not liking it at all today. Might be because I've set up a second screen, and I don't usually have a second screen. Oh, come on. I've just lost the whole other one now as well. Pain in the backside. It's a bit warm today, I'm not gonna lie to you. Where's the other one? The lean-to roof is there. That's one. I'm hoping if I change this one now, it would be fine. So we'll try again. It's just the diffuse. Yeah, the diffuse is crashing it for some reason. Ah. Bear with me then. I don't know why it's crashing it, but we'll try it again. What's that, 3 times? That's the first issue I've had with that. So let's open that one up. Documents. Okay, we're not entirely kicking off to a good start today, I'm not going to lie to you. Right. What do I call it? Asbestos. This one. Right. So let's export this out as a PNG. I don't know if it's just crashing for other reasons. Right, we'll go again. I hope you are all having a wonderful Monday anyway. I didn't realise I had an accent, to be fair. But, yeah, it is close to where I grew up. Well, it's to do with where I grew up then. It's a beautiful area down in southwest Wales there. I think the first map I ever tried making was literally where I grew up. But if I just put it back on to Giants Editor there for a second, I'll try and find photos of it. I can't remember if I have them. But I've got photos somewhere on the computer. Where would I have put it? Definitely got it on somewhere. But I've got the whole thing from... It must be on this one. Is it in here? Okay, so there's two areas I done years ago. So, this was a private one that I done for myself. It is. So, this was a farm called Spittlecross Farm. It's down in Pembrokeshire there, and this is my re-intake on it. Obviously, I couldn't model back then. This was for FS17. And then the other one, which is where I grew up then, is called Welshire 17, which was another private one that I just had for myself. And then this was Norbrook Coast. Another one is Spittlecross. Norbrook again. Spittlecross. Another one is Spittlecross. Same again. And these are just Calmsden. Oh, that was another one of Spittlecross. I'm going back through a lot of photos here. I don't know what's here. This is like the farmyard then. Yeah, it was, I think it's Oxy's one from Oakfield. Obviously. Yeah, from Oakfield. There's houses and all from there. But that was that. But Welshire 17, that was my first map that I ever made. Right. Let's try this again. What's this? Fourth time? So we'll set that onto shared mode. You as well onto shared mode, right. That was the wrong texture. Wait, which is the PNG? Is it this one? No, that one. Unsupported format. Oh well, if it works, I don't care. Right. It does work. There we are. Awesome. Boom. And we just need to do the height, which is this one. Okay. Finally. Oh, really? What do you do down South Wales for work then, bud? Okay. I think that texture definitely works better for this area. Yeah. Save. Let's save it. Okay, let's fire Blender back up. Now then, now I can fix this holium of stuff. So obviously they're all done on the new one, so we don't have to worry about that. Because that's what it looked like first when I done it with the green, but just wasn't my cup of tea, shall we say. Okay. So this is obviously roof 2, but now we're gonna just get rid of all this because I did not like it. Control Shift T, back to textures, and we need to put the PNG. Why was it in JPEG anyway? Right. Because that one was using Giant's own one, so if we go asbestos diffuse it, yeah. Okay. There we go. Control A, U, and then we'll do project from view on this one. So we'll scale it up by 5, rotate it by 90, and then we can scale Y by 5. No, I've just done the wrong thing by 5. Hang on. X by 5. There you go. Took long enough. Okay, and then the same with this one. A, U, project from view, scale 5, rotate. No. Yeah, rotate 90, scale Y 5. No, X 5. Nope. Right, let's scale this down a bit. Where it matches. What are we doing? A. G, X. That texture's made it look so much nicer. I don't. So basically, all I do is in Blender, right? So, in Giant's editor, all I've done. I know it's glitching because I'm trying to go through 2. I just make a square, and then I just go off that as size, then. Oh, nice. You go quite far then, mate. So get off that. Probably don't need Giant's editor open at the minute, to be fair. So just save it and get rid. I just basically go with the flow, and I can just work out, like, obviously this door is 4 meters high. And then it's also 3.6 wide. So that's like a 4-inch. Basically just as a guide, that gives more than enough room. And then this one is a small one, is whatever, but as I said, 209 meters. And when you walk through it, you have about a foot of clearance off your character in game then. I'm not the biggest fan of how clean this looks. So, for that matter, let's go into view extra large icons, right. We're going to grab it, which is this one, and we'll open it in Gimpios. Keep open, right. So what I want to do is we want to change the saturation on it, and we're going to make it a bit more older, shall we say, so it doesn't look quite as new. I'm going to export this then. What do I call this one? Is it that one? Yeah. We call it 2. So we got a darker one and a newer one, so we can do the 2. Okay. So can I add a new material? We'll call this roof corrugated 2. If we just get off that for a second, give it a slightly different colour. Okay, so we'll get rid. Oh, we don't actually need to. All we need to do is change this colour to be our darker one. I just changed the metallic for no reason. Bear with. That one. This one can go back. But we just need to change that one then to the older one. Weirdly, that's made it look nicer. If anything, I can turn the IOR down slightly as well. I'm going to select the top. I feel like I've gone a bit too thick with the sides. Yeah. Just doesn't look too bad. So these then need to go to roof corrugated 2. I think that gives us a nicer look. Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure we can change this to be 0.02. That should give us more definition on the height there, even though it's completely flat. Now we got the fun bit. So I'm going to make the frame for this one out of timbers. And we'll see how that goes. I quite like my timbers at the minute. Right. So we'll set this one on top. We'll rotate Y90. I'm probably going way too overboard with it, some of the details I'm doing, but each to their own. And then grab you. Have I got the other end selected as well? Yeah, of course I have. Need an X-ray on. Drag this out. Just enough. We don't need it to go all the way through, obviously. Oh, I'm missing a bottom on this one. There. Same with this side, just drag it through so it looks remotely decent. Right. Obviously, you can just hide stuff to make it easier so you can see. I'll just drag this back in. So with Dutch barns, I'm not that good. I fight with it more than I do actually do decent work. Right. Do I do it as an open barn with just a shed, like it going this way, or do I do it as a bit of a frame similar to what I done with this one? Can't decide. Because in theory, all you have to do is rotate Y again on this, rotate Z 90. Bring this over to the wall. Drag it over. I fight more than anything with the camera. Okay. So you can either have it like this, so you can have a small hayloft at the top, or not, and then I'm going to try and make my life a bit easier. We're going to set the cursor to selected. I'm going to add in a NURBS curve. I'll delete all of these vertices. Okay. So, and then we'll move it on X to where we think we're going to start. By the looks of it, it is already on the center of it, yeah. Okay. So, because you've got NURBS paths, you can just go Z up after pressing E, obviously. But we'll do up until the middle point first, which is there. Yeah, thank you, bud. You can use that texture as well if you want. If you go and download the style pack that I made on Modhub, it's in it. And feel free to use it. Okay, so we'll move these along on X. So I'm just going G and X, and it means that I can just do it without going too far. And then obviously GZ. Basically, when you press G and then isolate it with Z, Y, or X, you're just isolating it to that axis. So obviously we're not using Y on this one. And then this is our center one then. How well this is going to work, I haven't a clue, but we'll try it. I've never really made a Dutch barn properly before. And obviously same again, you just come down, GZ, and then extrude G, X, down. And then we'll just get this one to finish where the other one did. And then with our beam, we're going to scale Z, so the height of it, to 0.5, so it's half the height. So that's the beam. And then we're also going to scale Y by 0.5 to make it half as wide. And then just to make it go through, we'll add a few loop cuts. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Add 2 more loop cuts in, and then see if it works. We'll add it in as needed. So now with this one, we're going to go rotation and scale. We're going to snap the cursor to selected, and then we're going to drag this on to there. We're going to set origin to geometry. No, not to geometry, ignore me. To the 3D cursor, then goes Control A, rotation and scale. Now then, if we go array, even though we don't actually need array on this one, we can just go curve. And then we select our NURBS curve. With this one, we snap cursor to selected, and then we snap this one to cursor. So it does look like we do need an array. But not for what I'm thinking. That's fine. Afternoon, Welsim Farmer. How we doing, buddy? Right, so that's my bad for the way I've just done things. So you'll have to bear with me a second here. Shift, duplicate this one again. We're going to make this smaller. What is the best way to do these? I have no idea. Like, I'm thinking I might overcomplicating it maybe a bit too much. Maybe I don't even need a curve. Because there's nothing to say. I could, in theory, do what I did with the other one. I'm trying to think. Hey CB, how you doing, bud? Hey Marv, how are you doing? Basically the trusses for the Dutch barn. Let's have a look quick. What does the inside of a fucking Dutch barn look like? It's just like the archway on the inside. Ah, right, okay. So you don't really need a side beam at all. You can just go near enough straight up the top. There we are, that's what I've just found. Afternoon, how you doing? Fair play to you, you've watched a lot then. So, this one's obviously out of metal, but it's got beams across the front and back, 2 upright. I could actually do a metal galvanized bar. So this one's having 2 in the middle, pretty much. So if we just duplicate that one over, what are we doing? It's not gonna fall in there, innit? Okay, so if I take firstly scale wide by 0.5, could actually make them thinner as well. Individual origins, scale X by 0.75, so they're not quite the same. Okay. So basically, from what I can see, it's something similar to this. What? And not have wood for it anyway? I've got my I-beams, obviously. Because this one is I'm quite lucky with it. Because you can do this, you can just add the depth of it to be like 0.2 or 0.1. Oh, I don't know, 0.05 then. And I can make like a steel circular thing straight away. That's not a problem. Like that. That was actually surprisingly easy. Why have I been overcomplicating this? If we grab a cube then, we'll scale it down. If I could do it as an I-beam across. Oh, I could actually scale this down. Bear with me a second, people. I'll make it a bit of a Big Bertha one, right? Boolean. Yeah, so basically, Marv, with that particle system, all I want is just a light one to work on the chimney. But I just haven't got a clue how to implement it. Ta-da! My bad. I should have done that before. Right, well, I've messed something up on this I-beam already. Let's do this quicker. Ah, you're not liking me. Let's go back. Doing a bit of a few rookie errors today, I think. No worries, thank you for coming in. Right, have I done that better this time? Okay, so we can obviously scale this down. If anything, I'm going to scale this down on Y. And then we go into X-ray mode, obviously. On 3, I just select the top. Where is it? Just to give us a nice smaller beam. We don't need a big one. Get rid of you. In other words, we don't need this one then, do we? Right. And then if I set the origin to geometry, rotate Y90. Yeah, I'll do that now. Basically, I just need to make a small enough piece which has that, then cursor to selected. Other way around, please. Because that's only the curve. So, set the drop to then rotate Y minus 90. Set that rotation scale. Right. This is just the dimensions here. I can just do that back to 0. That's fine. So array. I don't know how much we need. We'll do curve as well. Merge on curve. I just need to snap a cursor to selected. And then let's bring it down. try and do it where I can just snap that to you. It's the only issue doing it this way. If we select, we'll just scale it down slightly for these. So do that. I have no idea what I'm doing with these, by the way. Never really done anything with them. Okay, that fits quite alright. To be fair. Do they have any wood usually run in between, or they just have them beams? I'm starting to feel like I've gone a bit too big on it again. Like this arch is way too big. Like it feels like it should be more like that. I don't know. It's my vision. We'll do it this way. I'm going to drop it down slightly though, because I do want to add in beams. Because for some reason I like beams, so we'll come in slightly. So it's set to merge. Alright. And just set the curve. Yeah, so if I had the wood running sideways across it, it should be right then. Okay. Let's go to Mr. Picky Pants Town. Right. GZ. Rotate wide so you're flat. Okay. That's something, I suppose. Alright, same with this one. We'll scale it by 0.5. Rotate by 90. So I feel like I could just do sort of a triangle. For this one. So instead of or, again, could do 1, 2, 3 supports. If we went to this support there, and then to that support there, and bring these down. It's either that, or I could do it with. Let's move it back slightly. We have one of these, obviously, and then we rotate the Y. Just as some sort of connecting rod. Saying that, I have an idea. If we grab a cylinder, scale it to 0.1. Like say you'd go from here and then right angle it out. So let's scale Z by 50. That'd be enough. Take Y 45. Nice. We don't need to extrude, do we? Something similar. Probably work. Change head 180. Could do something like that, I suppose. That could work. Again, guessing. I haven't a clue. Right, so I think we'll go with the same texture as what these are. So just, what texture is that one? Steel texture, okay. So obviously we can just smart UV project these onto, I think I've got this as Galv. Yeah. In all fairness, it does a really good job anyway. And then the same with this one, we shall add it as steel. And the good thing is, we're quite lucky, is they don't look too bad as it is. So, but we'll do one thing, we'll do that, and then we'll do smart UV project it on anyway. And then we'll scale by 5. And the same with these. Quite lucky with a lot of them. We don't really need to do much. Just normal, common thing. They're so small anyway. Oh, nice. I've literally gone to move now about, I think it's about half an hour away now. I was only about 2 minutes up the road. I don't want to steal. And these can also be steel. They should have come out alright. No. What do we need? Scale Y by 5. And then scale X down. Okay. I think, judging by what we have, I don't see a problem in us just merging all of these together. Setting the origin to geometry. And then... it depends what you want to do. Minus that. So I got it set to the edge there. If I move it to the center of each one, add an array to move on Y, minus 10. So we got 1, 2, 3, we got 4. No, we haven't got 5. Right. Right. Too much? Could go to, what, 3 instead. Yeah. Really good. Yeah, so Marv's helped me out with the doors on the other side, because that's one thing I don't know how to do is XML work. So I can't thank Marv more than enough. I think we go 3. I think 3 would be better. It doesn't look as in your face. Alright. I reckon we lift this up and back slightly so it sits there as a bit of a support. And then I was thinking with these, might be a stupid thing to want to do, but we'll see if it works, is to drop these down so the timber itself sits on it. Or does that look bad? I'm not really sure. Maybe the end ones. Keep that one up. And then the rest in. That could actually work better, because then you've got the side supports have the timber as well. It's only because the rafters underneath then will go into the wood rather than not. If we move this on X out slightly. Yeah, so these two are joined, pretty much. I will do, bud. I appreciate it massively. When I plugged in my screen earlier, I accidentally pulled a cable that's got my Giants award on it from 2017. And I cracked the front of it. Gutted. Okay. So now that we've got them out of the way, we're going to scale this, but we're going to shift to click Y so you can bring it down and make it smaller then into a button. But you don't have to worry about the length changing. So we'll call this front side just so I can come back to it after. Okay. So we've obviously got the curve. So if we snap this cursor, yeah, it's a bit of a pain, but it is what it is. Right, give me 2 seconds, kids are calling, I'll be back in 2. Okay, and we're back. Yeah, I did say at the start. I can't find it again now, but I did make Welsh Hill 17, which is going to be for a modder before. And then... yeah, the other one as well then. Right, I think I've made that a bit too small for my liking, so... we're going to scale, shift Y... yeah, and then we're going to rotate Y90. Actually, no, that should be fine. If I offset you slightly on you, I should be short this side. Rod, do yourself a favour, man. Where is he? Roof. Take it off. Right. Can I move this along? It's a bit short, so scale Y. Just extend it. Okay. Go to you and then drag you up to there. Right. So we'll add an array modifier. Yes, I did. So with this now, how the hell am I supposed to do this? I don't want it to follow you. Is it Y I want you to follow? No. This is going to be painful. I don't need 43 of them, I know that much. Right, why won't you follow the curve is what I'm trying to pinch out of. Because I think I'm doing something wrong. No. No. You know what? I got an easier option. We'll just do it ourselves. I don't need that many. But, yeah, I've got the origin here though. Like if I bring it down to where I want it on there, and then I set the origin to 3D cursor, then if I add the curve as that one, but then if I add an array modifier, it doesn't really work. Curve? No, that just made it disappear. Nope. But this is the first thing I've had a fucking problem with. How many do we want? 1, 2. We want 1, 2, 3, 4. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only want 5. But it won't follow the curve, and I don't actually understand why it won't. Because if I offset Z as well, it doesn't follow it. And this is the first time I've had it not follow. No, this is the first time I've had it, because it usually follows it fine. Because I want it to follow on X, I don't really want it to go anywhere else. But it won't follow. Right, okay. No problem. Right. So let's just move it up to the middle one first. Because there's not that many going to be on here. There's one. Basically in line with this, so I'll just rotate it there, and then shift duplicate it again, GX, GZ. I think I now understand why I don't bother with Dutch style barns. Okay, so if I just do them to shift duplicate, rotate Z 180, I should, in theory, just grab this one, just be able to drag it back to them and we should be good. And then obviously drag these through. It works, doesn't it? Yeah, why that works. The dodgy way. Okay, and then if we put our front side back on, I mean they are there, you don't have to really look at them, but it's there. Okay, so back with this one. That one's still got the array on it. So what do you say? We're dropping down these middle ones. Only slightly to there. And then we'll duplicate you over. Like so, I think. Bear with. Oh, excuse me. Blender's movement system I'm not a fan of. I need to get an omnidirectional mouse. So I got this as an open shed. I don't know whether to seal this one side off and just have it as a open lean-to completely. So if we snap the cursor to selected, we'll save it, and then if we add in a cube, scale the extender so it doesn't come through, and the same with you, just drag you through to this wall. I'm thinking that might be a better idea actually, blocking that off completely. And rotation and scale, this one has what? Brick wall. We're gonna go select all U, smart UV and wrap. Brick wall, what have we got it under? Grey bricks. Albedo. Rotate by 90. And we'll scale it up until we can sort of see where she matches. It's weird, the top ones obviously are slightly different. I think we can get away with that. Okay. I don't need double. Wee. Bear with me 2 seconds. kids. Right, let's carry on. So Blender's quite neat in the sense of how you can add stuff in. Okay. I think that could work well. I just need to add the gutters over from this. So if we shift duplicate and then we separate that selection, we should be able to set this to geometry and then whoop it over just so it splits up this nasty bit by it. Oh wait, no. I don't need that. Never mind. Ignore me. Right. So we'll take this one and we'll bring it over. Because we're going to make this a open one, so we'll just move it over here, duplicate it again. Let's Shift Z. Oh, no, not Shift Z. Whoops. Scale Shift Z. Make it smaller. And then we just need to make the Y offset longer. Like so. My youngest has just decided to start learning to climb and stuff, so that's brilliant. So now we want to scale Z. And we'll move this up. Oh no, we don't. Hang on. I need to get the right angle first. Let's just get this one out to the end here, and we'll scale Z by 1.25. GZ. And then bring this back to center. Ish. And then it's going to be a very, very low swing through, so we'll just rotate this on Y, X. Put this on the top of this one for now. I can get the right angle then. Rotate it by Y, and then scale Z. Z again. X. So it's going to be a slightly higher roof than the other one. And then obviously with this one we can just scale Z down. And then to this one we can select this back. And then if we change this to local, we can add a little bit of an overhang. Same with this one, we can bring this down. Does that work? And I think, in theory, we could change this to 3. That could actually be better. Okay. Grab this. Oh, damn. My eldest is 4. My youngest has just had his 2nd birthday. And now he doesn't stop moving. The eldest is a bit of a snitch. Back into... Right, there we are. Right, yeah, he keeps moving everything around. It's a bit annoying. Okay. That's that done. Just need to add... So this isn't going to be too bad. This will be fine to do now. But if we scale this now on Shift Y, rotate Y over... I can bring it down. Right. Now we can array this one. And this one should be fine. But if we go in global, we're going to be on... Not on X, apparently. Is it on Z? Yeah. I think having 5 would be more than enough. Just to add as a base, and then... No, we can add X as an offset. Like so. And then if I rotate Y, we should... Rotate Y to get that there. And then in we come for this side. Select all U. So that side's fine. Bring you out as well. GX. GY. Bring you in. Okay. Same with this one, I think. Yeah. So this is only going to have a roof over it. I'm assuming your daughter's the youngest. Oh, she is the eldest, sorry. I mean, it does work. My eldest boy, he does the same to my youngest. So the good thing is, right, you can have here, you can have correct face turned on. So, in doing so, all you should really need to do with stuff, once you've textured it, is just lift it up. So I'm going to have this obviously sat just on the side there. We'll bring it back just slightly over so it doesn't thing. Okay, streaming today's been or proven to be a bit more of an issue than normal. So the only thing I have with having kids is so much harder to try and do anything. Right, that's gone wrong. This is where having X-ray on helps at times. When you're trying to mock everything up together. Sort of messed up there a slight bit. There we are. But hey, so now when you go into here, obviously you're going to have your own textures. But if we go to, what was it, asbestos. Diffuse there. So it's quite a long texture, so you can scale. Which way am I doing it wrong? They're fine. You can scale Y then, so it doesn't look as tiled. I do feel I want to add in a gutter in between the two. Can I, in theory, all I want to do is select this piece. Okay, you're going to prove to be quite difficult to grasp. No, I want the underside. Where is the dot on this one? Is this an easier way to do it? I bring this up slightly and then out. So I could actually lift this up. Like so. And then what I was saying before is we grab this, we shift duplicate, then we split it, and grab this piece, set the origin to geometry. Drop it in place by here and GX it back. Probably didn't need to do all that hassle, but it does work. Heck, you work a load then. at the minute, me and my wife, we've sort of swapped roles. So she's working, I'm at home. And I think you're going to miss out on the gutter on this side. Okay. Don't think I'm forgetting anything else on this. This one's just a natural gutter fall in. Suppose we could whip this over, rotate the Z 180 because why not? And then we'll stick this one in here. There's a catch for that one. Move this one slightly out. Could I, in theory, just get rid of these faces? I haven't got 3D thing on. Oh, let's not do that. Probably should have done this before, but I'll just grab that and extrude it on Z. Just so we have a bit more room to work with if needed. So, is that one still on? I think no. Are these still on? Yeah. Apply. 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 You're fine. You're fine. Right. So select all of our things here. Ba -ba -ba. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7. Choosing the wrong ones anyway. I should be able to do this a different way. Select, select, select. On you, select the bottoms, and then drag down. So it doesn't matter where it goes in the floor then, say? And then obviously the same with these two. Just drag it down. Okay. I'm liking that. So go from the top. That should mean we have everything selected. So do that. Where is world origin? There. So this is just now to make my life easier. I'm going to move this to a new collection. We call it Barn. Dutch and create. So now we've all got it in there. And I'm just going to now place it over like this. It looks weird, but it works. Because then with everything else then that you've got left here, you can hide it, and then it's just your shed. So, with our Dutch barn, we can save, do the rotation scale again, just so it's done, and then onto here. We'll add it back into our textures folder, And we Dutch span one. Change it. And then we'll export it in. Okay, cool. So that's us done with this one for now. No, we're not. Oh, what have I done? Something's gone tits up here now. Oh, you mong. Right, hang on. Let's fix this kerfuffle. So we want to bring you back in, obviously, because you're too far gone. I think you're just underneath, aren't you? I should be there. I should be fine then. Yeah. Apply you as well. Let's do this again. All of you selected. Select you as well. That's already uploaded thing. Move you all to the Dutch barn collection. Shut you down. Right, all of you hide. Then just the Dutch barn. A. And I will bring it back to center. Okay. Rotation and scale. And now we'll export it. I just done it over the sheds. Whoopsies. Oh well. Okay. So bye bye Blender. Shut you off as well. Remember, you saved it as arrowable sheds. Open mod. Gun read. Yeah, that statement's causing a bit of faff everywhere. People aren't liking it. Okay, so this is where we want the shed to be. So we'll just create a transform group first, and I'll call it Dutch barn transform, just so I have it. Leave it at 0, and then textures, and I saved it as arrowable sheds for some reason. Don't leave the nerves curve in there. What's that? Don't think we need that. Right. There we are. She's in. So we'll drag it up to the top. Up here in the place that she's supposed to sit. And we shall rotate it so it fits where we want. Gives you like a small walkthrough as well then. And now we've got the fun thing, because for some reason my giant doesn't do it, but we'll just get this in now, shall we? So this one is back face. It's not brick wall. That is this one. Wait, would it work on the other roof? No. What do you mean it's unfixed? unsupported. Okay. Can I export it again as an 8-bit instead? Uh, 8-bit. Might be because I saved it in 16, to be fair. Let's try it again. Yeah. That's why. Normal map for said texture. Make it show. Shut the console back down, we don't need that. Shaders. Building shader, custom parallax. Parallax map. Height. I don't want to set it as a join texture either because it will mess up big time. Let's take you off. Yeah, because it's got brick wall, but it's not a brick wall. I don't really know why it adds it on. There we are. Oh, you're also an unsupported format. Why? Textures. You. That's the wrong one, Rod. That's that one. Is that one? No, it's this one. It's the wrong one anyway. Keep. File. Export as. Grey bricks albedo. Yeah. Replace it because it's going to have issues. So doing that, it works quite well. So basically, if you have an unsupported texture, just go back and redo it. That's that. I did try doing this the other day, but it didn't work. But it was supposed to be I just drag and drop everything on there, but it doesn't work. I wanted to like keep it there, but it wouldn't. Parallax map again. I like the parallax mapping. Height. Not that I feel like it's done much. Oh, it has. Never mind. So this texture, I should, in theory, be able to change it to be green panels. And then do that. And then this should be green panels. But I won't save it. But there we are. Yeah. But there we are. It doesn't do it anyway. And then this is the bit then for me that takes absolutely ages to do. It's just going back and doing everything all the time. Yeah, I know it's an existing material, funny enough. I've already done it. Like, here now, see? I should be able to just go here. And pin it to here. But I won't pin it. Why won't you go there? Yeah, I know, Giant. But you won't let me. Okay, another height for it then. It's quite dark, mind. Why is it so dark? Is it just me? Okay, apparently is. So that means these should now have changed. Awesome, right. So, a roof. For some reason, my brain at the minute keeps telling me when I say roof, it's supposed to be a woofing dog. Oh, what do you mean it's not a supported texture, you trotter? It's because I save them as 16-bit, it must be. That's the only thing I've done differently. Try again, shall we? Yeah. Weird. And then the same again. The height is what actually changes these mostly. It just gives it a bit more edge, even though these are completely flat. Okay. What is that? Well, no, that isn't a roof. What am I looking at? Right, so these are all the beams. And for the beams... No. Yeah. I use this. I didn't add height to them, so they're not going to work as the rest. They actually don't look too bad. Basically, you just need to remove them things off them. Just looks a bit nicer. Oh, pain in the hoot. I have got a height for them, but just haven't set it. Oh, no, they're not even... Oh, for God's sake. No, it's not even that. These are different again. This is this. Completely different. Ah, painful. Oh my good God, I set the wrong thing then. Map, placeables, gauge. Because I think even this paneling's gone. Anyway, it looks the part on the yard. It does actually make it better. So that's a plus. It's just going to be a bit more of a headache by the looks of it to finish it. Right, you're fine anyway. Right, stop taking on. It literally turned everything into the same thing. That's the roof. That's the roof. It's the main roof. Wall right. I'm trying to work out what these are. Right. This needs to then be the wood. No. Jesus Christ. This is wood. Oh my good God. No, they never do. They always do it really pissing stupid and it's annoying. Like they come through, but not as you want them. Right. I think this is also wood. Yeah. It's such a headache. So I end up having to do this every time. Like it does slowly work, I suppose. Not as I'd want to, but hey ho. Right, these should be the beams there. Textures, placeables, gates, textures. I keep doing the normal as that. Why do I keep doing that? Stop it, you monkey. Normal map rod. Delete it first. Yeah, every single time. But it just merges it all into one and it really does my head in. Because that means I have to do all of this then side by side all the time. And this is like the green paneling then. This is not green paneling. In theory though, I don't really understand why this one doesn't work. I'm pretty sure I added on the shader. Well, the second UV. Yeah, I did. So I don't know why it was blanked out. Yeah, I do. If you ever look back, you'll see me change every single one. Alright, this is the wood again. Right, the normal map. Fucking Jesus. I probably won't be able to do much else in a second. No, cancel that off. That's not where you open that up from. And it's only this one. 4 worked fine. It's just when I've updated to the new one, it just completely messes it up, and I don't really understand why. But wow, it's a headache. Where did I get to? I got loads left to do. That's the only thing I hate at the minute. Because it... yeah. Well, there we are. What can you do? Just push on through and just hope you can still go through and do everything. Right, what are you? Same one again. I'll try and get all the woods done first now. Oh, you're fine. Assuming you're wood as well. Like, they all had different colours, all different names, but it just went so poo-wag. So I don't actually understand it. But we shall soldier on. You're fine. It's taken every wood piece out. What a pain in the hood. Anyone new, welcome along. You're watching me absolutely get annihilated by Giants Editor, not importing correctly. Right, that is now classing it as something else. Oh yay, the beams again, funny enough. Yeah, so I feel like there's a bit of uproar with what Giants have just put out. So I don't think some people are too happy. It's the shader that messes everything up. Because I haven't added a second UV to them. Where... yeah, I'll have a look when I open it back up later. Where can I find a third-party one? I'm not sure if it is actually a third-party one I had prior on 4, which it very well could have been, because I didn't have issues. Right, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Okay. Glad we're done with that. Right. Rigid body. Rigid body. Rigid body. This never usually works for me either. But we'll soon find out if it does. Like, the gutters, do you know what I mean? It's just like, what are you doing? These are completely separate again, see? So these are these. Completely separate. And everything's got different names in it. Just need to add the normal map on. Yeah, 2 secs. Thank you, mate. I will get that downloaded. Because that would probably help a ton. Okay. So, 2 hours later. Here it is textured. I might do one thing with this and change the hue on that. I'll leave it actually. We'll come back to it another day. But there we are. Let's work on the ground here a bit. So what I was planning on doing really was having this more of gravel, but not gravel same time. But we'll just do this as a whole gravel base to start off with. And get rid of the grass. Is that on? No. So I can see what we're working with here. So we'll set this to like mud gravel. So I just like doing a few bits and bobs around just to make it look slightly less normal. But like with this one, I will go concrete, so we can mix in like a good bit of concrete in here, especially around the back, because it's not going to be damaged that much there. Then I can obviously add a few shattered pieces throughout there. Yeah, that's fine. I'll send it over to you in a bit now. Concrete gravel. Get where the rain falls off. Down on the floor there. And then we'll add in. Where are we at? I can't see. Got sun on the light there, right? Because this is like more of a outdoorsy one, this one can get more muddy. And I'm also going to add in some patchy grass. Where it's sort of started to grow through. Obviously, when you play this, you can just bring it, if you play it, do what you want. So we'll go grass middle, and we'll do it to grass patchy. And then to top it off, we'll add some weeds. Save it onto the same one, but we'll add a random generator on it. I feel like I should get the grass back away a second and remove it on a patchy note, like so. Do one more just to give it a bit more randomness. And then we can add in some stone. We'll go small. And we'll limit it to, what did I put it as? Was it gravel? And then there's some forest ground stuff that we can put in somewhere, and I can't remember what it is. Is it forest plants and then dry branches, and then we'll stick this to the mud on a random seed. And then in here, instead of, we'll add some small gravel in places as well if we're showing a bit of wear. Okay. And I think for now that is me done for this afternoon stream. So thank you to everyone who's hopped by. It's been really good speaking. We've got quite a bit done. We've got another building done, which is another big milestone. And it'll be interesting to see what we've done. Right, I just need to fix this one gap. Oh hell, that looks quite bad. Just whilst I've seen it, yeah. Place it. Just to hide you. I'll bring you up. I'll only have to come back to it after anyway. Okay. So it's a nice little outdoor storage. Do you reckon we could get away with it looking like that? Probably. Like I was saying though, thank you so much for hopping in, and I will probably be going live later again tonight about 10, half 10 as a silent stream because I'm going to be asleep again, but I'll try and get probably get going on the grain sheds, which is what we have going over here. But the farm is slowly starting to take shape. Or one of the farms is starting to take shape. Till later on. I'll see you guys later.